Hey, what's up, guys? So I'm gonna make a quick video to show you how to fetch data from an API. In this video, I'm gonna be using Axios. It's a really cool tool. Makes it really easy, and I really love working with this. So in case you've been trying to do this but you haven't been able to, I'm gonna show you here in this video how you can fetch data from an API. So I'm just gonna set up my environment here really quickly. So I'm gonna use Vite. npm create Vite at latest, just so I can get the latest version. I'm gonna name my project. I'm just gonna name it fetching API. Right here I can choose whatever I want to use. I'm gonna use React with TypeScript. Now that we have our folder for our project, we're gonna change the directory to that folder. So I'm gonna go change directory, fetching API. Now that we're in here, we're gonna install Axios, and to do this real easy, npm I for install and then Axios. So we're just gonna give it a quick moment while it sets everything up for us. And wow, okay, that was pretty quick. So now let's launch our Visual Studio Code with code period, and we're gonna get our files. Let's show what this is. Okay, cool. So first, I do want to set up a live preview of our website, just of our code, just to make sure everything's good. So I'm gonna run a command here, npm run dev. Okay, hit H and then O. Okay, there we go. So we have a live preview of our code. This is where everything is. So if I was to take this off, just put a header. There we go. So it's good now. So now we're gonna set up what we need, and really all that is going to be Axios, and then we're going to be working with use state and use effect. I'll explain what these are here in just a minute. So let's import Axios. All we got to do is hit Axios, enter, and there we go. And then also use effect. So use effect, enter, and there we go. It's been added to my project. So now firstly, we're going to set a constant or a variable so we can pull the data into it, and then from that variable we're going to be mapping out that data to whatever it is that we want to display on your page. So I'm going to go const, and this is where we use the use state. So we're going to first name our variable where we want to hold all that data. I'll just call it Ricky's, because we're going to be pulling Rick and Morty characters from that API here, Rick and Morty API. So first it's the variable of what you want to call it, and then it's the state setter, I guess. I don't know. So I'll just call it set Ricky's. There we go. So we have Ricky's and set Ricky's equal use state. That's cool there. Now we're gonna use our use effect. So for use effect, we're just going to pass an arrow function. I'm sorry, that's not how you do it. What am I doing today? We're going to pass an arrow function, and first we need to get our URL from where we want to pull this data. So for me, I'm going to be using this one right here. I can just copy it. No. Okay, so URL equals, and then we'll have that there. Now we're gonna use Axios, right? So it's gonna be like this: Axios.get URL. So it's gonna link to that website or that link, and then we're gonna put response, and we're gonna map that to console log response.data. All right, there we go. So let's save that, and let's see so far what's going on here, right? So let's refresh our page if we have to. Let's open up the console log. So I'm going to go F12, and I'm going to go to the console. So there we go. See, I have an object. So I have an object, and then I can see the info and the results. So if I was to go instead response.data.results, now I'm getting the array, which is perfect, right? So now that we know that we're successfully fetching that API data, Now instead of console.log in it, we want to put that data into the Ricky's variable that we made. So I'm going to replace console.log with set Ricky's. And so what's going to happen here is this data from this array, it's going to go into set Ricky's, which will then go to Ricky's. But the problem that we have right now is that we haven't set our properties yet for the object, right? So this is where we use interface. So I'm going to go interface. This one I'll just go Ricky. So now I'm going to go name, because we're gonna look at these right here, right? So we have name, status, species. These are all the properties. So I'm gonna go name string. Oops. There we go. So I'm gonna go name string. We'll go species. That's also a string, and maybe we can just go ID. So ID will be a number. Now, so we can pass this object into our state here. We're gonna have to put it right after where it says use state with little brackets like this. So we're gonna go Ricky, and then to let it know that it's gonna be an array, we need to put the empty brackets like that. So now right here we're telling it, hey, pass this object, it's gonna be an array. I have some properties here for you. Pass these into Ricky's. So now we're going to save it. So now if I was to come right here and try to render everything, it would go something like this. So this is using React here. So I'm going to go if Ricky's has a value, or if Ricky's is true, then map Ricky's, and I'll just go item. I'm going to map it on a header. I'll go item.name. So all this really does, anytime you have these little blue curly brackets, it's just letting it know that it's going to be dynamic or React, you know. So if the variable Ricky's has a value, then map Ricky's, and I want you to map each item into a header and use the property name of that item. So what's going to happen here if I hit save? Let's see. Okay, see, so we do have some errors. Oh, it just wants us to have a key. So in this case, you would just go, we can just do key equals item.name. I believe we can do this. Let's see, let's clear. Okay, there we go. So see, we've rendered dynamically all this here just with this one line of code. Well, not really just with this one line, but you know, it's really cool, right? So you can do whatever you want. Like for example, if instead I want to have a card that shows these three things, then instead I would go if Ricky's has value, then map Ricky's. We'll map each item, and then right here I will put a fragment. I'll go div, h1 could be item.name, and right here maybe we can go h2 can be item.species. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. So see what we've done. Now it shows Rick Sanchez human, Morty human, and if we keep scrolling, see, Amish Cyborg is an alien. Now we can even show the picture. So if I already have the code here, I can just add the image here, source, and we'll just go item.image. Right now it's not going to work because we haven't added it to our properties in our object. So right here we will go image, and the source would be a string. See? And the way I knew this is because what I saw on the console log. So let's say if I was to take off the set Ricky's again and instead log the results of the data, if I expand this, I can see there is ID, image, name. So on image, it's going to link the specific image for each of these objects in the array. So what I did was I added image up here as a property and set the value string. So now when I add the image with the source of item.image, it's going to link it directly to the link for that image. So it's pretty powerful stuff. And you know, you can put this into a responsive grid. You can put all this data into tables. You can do all sorts of stuff with it. So if you guys have any questions, or if you want me to make another video on any other topic here, let me know. And I guess we'll see you next time.